Wow, that's a really big question because I love to read books. I liked the book Originals with Adam Grant. I think it explained a lot as to like who who are the originals and what does that mean, and then there was data to back it up. So anytime I read a book and it's a little philosophical and it has data to back it up, it's great. Seth Godin is somebody, his newest marketing book has really summed up how to market in this day and age, and he's definitely a thought leader. And then I love the blog by IDEO out of California and their way of design thinking. So those have really shaped me, especially currently. Oh boy. Three things to bring to a deserted island. I couldn't just pick my wife and two kids. That would be weird. Because I have three children. So that would be weird. I would, endless supply of water would be necessary. Probably something to read and something to write with. I have to have a creative outlet and I have to be able to like write things down in a way. So some way to do that. Get my thoughts out. I think the employees at AK Ricks inspire themselves. I think we hire the right people. I think we hire people that have the core values that we want to embody. I think everybody that works at AK Ricks wants to be the best version of themselves. And I think they want to have fun during that period of discovery, which I think a lot of people don't want to go through. But then when we interview, we look for people that are on a journey and they want that journey was about being better as a person or better in my detailed profession. And so when we find those people, and then we also try to identify if these people genuinely have fun in life, then put 30 of those type of people together, and then yeah, I think it's a happy place for the most part. Would we create part-time jobs for high school students? We had an internship program about 2 years ago that went really, really well. And we, at AK Ricks, we only want to do it if we can do it right. And as we started growing as a company and started growing an e-commerce business, we had to let some things go. And the internship program was one of them. And now that e-com is up and going and we've hired for those roles, we want to bring that back eventually. And we're actually working on writing the program now. At that point, maybe there is an opportunity for some high school students to be involved in that. But right now, that has been geared toward college students. But I definitely know we could use volunteers around our Fashion Speaks Out event. And that's coming up in June. So if you've asked that question or interested, respond to this and say that you're interested in volunteering for what we do for charity. Oribe all day. I love to use Oribe. I use 3 different products. I most of the time just condition my hair. I don't wash it. I do wash it maybe every other week, depending on what's going on. But I do condition it every other day. And then I use beard oils, and I use actually shaving cream from Saturdays, which we have the brand here, but we don't actually sell the shaving cream. That is a really tough question. I've answered that question so many different ways. An easy one to say would be Tom Ford, because he makes me smell so nice every day. That would be probably an easy cop-out. I believe people like Karl Lagerfeld and Valentino are people that shaped who we are today, and they probably had a lot of resistance. They had a lot of boundaries they had to go through. So anyone who was a pioneer to shape how exciting our fashion industry is today is definitely in my top. It's nice. I started growing my hair out when we built this store, which was 7 years ago. And I missed an appointment. And then I started getting compliments on my hair being longer and how nice it was. So then we were building the store, and it was a 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. deal for a while. And there was just no time to take the break. And before you know it, all of a sudden, the hair was able to be kind of pulled back on the top when the man bun thing was in, and then it became long hair. So now here I sit. I've wrestled this past 12 months with cutting it, maybe someday soon. Definite fashion regrets. They probably happen more times than not. I think fashion is an evolution. I think fashion repeats itself, but in a new way. It probably started in junior high. I was raised by a mother who liked clothes and liked that appearance. I also had an uncle who was big into clothes, so I was probably mirroring Johnny Depp, 21 Jump Street when I was in early high school. And I was part of the crisscross generation where you wore your pants backwards. So that was probably something that I regret because I wore jeans backwards. That was just really asinine. Yeah, the average amount of clothes that someone supposedly is supposed to have in their closet is 38. And they say the next generation is going to have less. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about that. And I have a lot. I mean, what I do for a living makes it difficult to not have a lot. I receive things from vendors. I receive things from folks that want me to test something and give feedback. I receive items from others that want me to just maybe enjoy something that they've created. And so my hobby is definitely owning clothes. The exact number, I don't know. I probably own 100 pair of jeans. I probably own 100 to 200 t-shirts from the last couple of years. I do try to recycle my clothing. I try to give them away to people that would enjoy them and wear them. I try to send them places that I know will be reused. And I definitely try to wear my clothes to death so that we get good use out of them. But yeah, it's obnoxious, and I'm going to think about how to make sure that I am buying pieces and owning things that are special and have less and make that mean more. James is my Christian name. James was actually my grandfather's name on my dad's side, and he passed away before I was ever born. So my full name is James Allen Murray. And I think the person that probably called me James was my grandmother. And once in a while when I was in trouble as a little kid. But besides that, it was just roll call in the beginning of the year, and I said I go by Jim, and no one ever called me James. Building the current store that we're in was a massive accomplishment from just sheer bandwidth and capacity. I got to learn a lot. I've never built anything. I've had ideas and storyboards, but I've never been a designer, whether it be a clothing designer or an interior designer. I've never designed. I've always consulted. What I see should be the finished product, and then other people did the work. But I was very, very involved in the design work of this store, so I'm very proud of that personally. I'm probably more proud of the staff that we have today. We've come such a long way in 2 years, and the staff at AK Ricks has been such a difficult thing to hire and create roles and manage an org chart. And knowing where this will get us in the future is probably the biggest accomplishment ever. Yeah, AK Ricks started in 1986 in October. Richard Gaby started AK Ricks as a vision to bring hot European brands for men to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it was totally absent here outside of Detroit and Chicago. And it was interesting. I mean, think about that vision. To this day, a lot of that is still absent. What is the hottest Parisian brand or a brand out of Italy? And to this day, we are as current and fashion forward as we possibly could be. So we're very proud of where the vision has taken us and continuing that on. Tricky. Millennials, we believe, they want what's next. So we definitely have a strategy to bring what's next to the millennial client. We also understand that the millennial client wants to have a voice, and they want to use their body as a sense of using that voice. And so since the clothes go on the body, it's like that person's billboard of who they're saying they are on the inside. And so we believe we found designers that are speaking to empowerment and they're speaking to independents and speaking to creatives that are on their journey, and we bring them in, and they all have their little stories, and we believe the millennial connects with that. And then ultimately, to take that further, we know origin of these designers, and that origin is very important to the millennial. Who made this? Where did this come from? Are they treated correctly? Is this sustainable? Is this the right purchase? And so we've worked really hard at it, and we're still asking questions, and then continue to ask questions to the next generation. Yes, I'm very happy with how many questions came in, and we hope that if this interests you and you like the idea of me answering questions about our store, company, or why we do what we do, continue to ask the questions and DM the AK Ricks' Instagram, and we'll try to do this again if you enjoy it. Thanks so much.